What's the fastest plane ever built? Number 1. F-15E Strike Eagle, a versatile two-seat American Air Force war machine. Produced by McDonnell Douglas USA since 1988, the F-15E boasts a speed of Mach 2.52, 655 km/h faster than in a K-47 Bullet, and a service ceiling of 18,288 meters 60 (000 ft). Equipped with two Pratt & Whitney F100Q2-9 engines, total thrust 58,000 lbf. It can carry 10,433 kilograms of weapons, including AIM-120 missiles, JDAM guided bombs, and GBU-28 bunker busters capable of penetrating 30 meters of concrete. The AESA, an APT-80-V1 radar system, detects targets from 200 kilometers away, combined with the Lantern or Sniper XR for accurate attacks at night and in all weather conditions. Fighting from Desert Storm 1991 to the fight against ISIS 2014, the F-15E holds the record of 104 undefeated air combats. Nicknamed the Ruler of the Sky, it remains a formidable opponent for any adversary after 35 years of service. Number 2. MiG-31 Foxhound, the super-fast interceptor that dominates the skies of Russia. Developed from the legendary Soviet MiG-25 platform and officially commissioned in 1981, the MiG-31 impresses with a speed of Mach 2.833, 000 km/h, at an altitude of 20,600 meters 67, 600 ft, fast enough to catch up with cruise missiles. Powered by two monster D-30 F6 engines, thrust of 34,170 lbf each, it carries advanced weapons such as the Air-37 missile range, 300 kilometers, and the Kh-47M2 Kinzhal hypersonic missile. The proprietary Zaslin M radar system allows it to scan targets within a range of 400 kilometers, while simultaneously tracking 24 objects and coordinating combat with 3 other aircraft using Zveno technology. With the task of protecting 22 million square kilometers of Russian airspace, it used to be the obsession of the senior 71U reconnaissance aircraft. The upgraded version of the MiG-31 BM-2010 integrates the S-400 system, making it a key link in the Russian air defense shield. So far, this is still the fastest interceptor in the world in operation. Number 3. XB-70 Valkyrie supernuclear bomber Mach 3 was killed because of being so advanced. Designed by North American Aviation USA from 1957 for the US Air Force, XB-70 Valkyrie owns the speed of Mach 3.13, 310 km/h, and ceiling of 23,576 meters 77, 350 ft, fast enough to outpace any enemy fighter during the Cold War. Its target was to replace the B-52, penetrating Soviet airspace at an altitude of 21,300 meters. With 6 General Electric YJ-93 engine, total push force 180,000 lbf. It carries 14 tons of nuclear weapons and reaches a range of 6,900 kilometers without refueling. Breakthrough technology includes 65 folding wing to create aerodynamic compressive force. The body is made of titani plus stainless steel with heat-resistant 330C. However, the project was cancelled in 1969 due to a more efficient ballistic missile ICBM and rising costs to $1.5 billion, equivalent to $12 billion today. Only 2 prototypes were built, one falling in 1966, but its heritage paved the way for SR-71 Blackbird. Number 4. Bell X-2 Starbuster Mach 3.2 record-breaking machine at the cost of pilot lives. Developed by Bell Aircraft in partnership with the United States Air Force USAF since 1945, the X-2 was the first experimental project in the world to conquer a speed of Mach 3.1963, 370 km/h, at an altitude of 38,466 meters 126. 200 after record set in 1955, launched from the belly of a B-50 Super Fortress bomber at an altitude of 9,150 m. It uses XLR-25 rocket engines, 15,000 lbf thrust powered by ethanol and liquid oxygen. The fuselage is made of stainless steel plus copper-nickel alloy to withstand 110 C heat when friction is at peak speed. Despite collecting valuable data on thermodynamic effects in the Mach 2-3 band, the program ended tragically in 1956, when the pilot died after breaking the record. The legacy of the X-2 became the foundation for the X-15, the predecessor of the Space Shuttle and space travel research, exemplifying the bloody price of the golden age of experimental rocket aircraft. Number 5. MiG-25 Foxbat Mach 3 point-to-steel machine. Terrified NATO during the Cold War. Created in 1964 by McCoy and Gurevich Soviet Union, the MiG-25 was specifically designed to intercept the Senior 71 Blackbird and NATO cruise missiles. With a top speed of Mach 3.23, 490 km/h, maintained for up to 5 minutes to avoid engine failure and a ceiling of 38,000 meters, 1 to 5,000 ft. It became the world's fastest interceptor in the 1970s. MiG-25 Foxbat's dominant technology includes stainless steel fuselage plus nickel alloy replacing expensive titanium, Smerch 25 radar to detect targets from 100 kilometers at an altitude of 25 kilometers. 4R-40 missiles range 80 kilometers, the most formidable weapon at that time. Tamansky R-15B engine consumes 320 liters of fuel per minute at maximum acceleration. In 1977, the MiG-25 set a record altitude of 37,650 meters. Although it produced 1,186 aircraft and exported to 14 countries, its biggest weaknesses were limited maneuverability and terrible fuel consumption. Currently only used by Algeria and Syria. Number 6. Lockheed YF-12's titanium-clad supersonic interceptor fighter. Secretly developed in 1963 by Lockheed Skunk, works based on the A-12 reconnaissance aircraft platform. The YF-12 was designed to intercept Soviet hypersonic bombers such as the Tu-160. With a speed of Mach 3.23, 653 km/h, an altitude of 24,384 meters 80,000 ft. It owns a speed record of 3,331.5 km/h, set in 1965, a record that has been maintained for 5 years. The monster configuration of the YF-12 includes 2 Pratt & Whitney J58 engines, 144, 6 kN thrust or engine, consumed 36,000 liters of fuel per hour. The AN/ASC-18 radar detects targets from 480 kilometers, the farthest in the 1960s. 3 AIM-47 Falcon missiles with a range of 160 kilometers, the most advanced air-to-air weapon. Titanium body heat resistant to 300 C in supersonic continuous flight. Despite being capable of flying across the Atlantic in 75 minutes, the program was cancelled in 1968 due to cuts in the defense budget. Only 3 prototypes have been built, one of which is currently on display at the U.S. Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. Number 7. Senior 71 Blackbird, the reconnaissance Mach 3.3 legend of the United States. Designed by Lockheed Skunk Works USA and launched in 1966. The Senior 71 holds the record for the fastest manned aircraft in the world with a speed of Mach 3.33, 701 km/h, and a ceiling of 25,900 meters, 85,000 ft high, enough to dodge 4,000 SAM missiles in 24 years of operation. It carried out over 3,500 global reconnaissance missions with the ability to capture 260,000 km/h. The breakthrough technology that made the Senior 71 Blackbird legendary. Titanium fuselage, 93 heat resistant to 500 C at friction, coated with black paint that absorbs radar waves. J58 engine transforms from turbojet to ramjet at Mach 3, uses special JP7 fuel. 60C burn point must reheat the aircraft before refueling. Radar cross-section RCS only with the baseball invisible to air defense systems. In 1974, The Senior 71 also holds the speed over a recognized course record for flying from New York to London, and in a elapsed time of 1 hour, 54 minutes and 56.4 seconds, set on September 1, 1974. Although it was discontinued in 1998 due to high costs and the development of satellites, a total of 32 aircraft were built, 12 were lost in accidents. Number 8. North American X-15 Hypersonic Fortress draws the road for the space age. Born out of the NASA or US Air Force Partnership 1959-1968, the X-15 redefined all aviation limits with the unofficial world record for speed of Mach 6.7 to 7.27 per kilometer per hour in 1967 and an altitude of 108,000 meters 354.330 ft. A 56-year champion of manned speed, likened to a winged missile, it carried out 199 breakthrough test flights for space shuttle technology. This hypersonic machine possesses XLR-99 rocket engine with 57,000 lbf to 53 kN burning ammonia and liquid oxygen. The Inconel X housing is resistant to 1,200 C when atmospheric friction is Mach 6. Jet-controlled RCS system, the precursor to spacecraft technology, accelerates Mach 44900 km per hour in 90 seconds faster than any modern fighter. With 13 space crossings ATKM, X-15 trained 8 astronaut standard pilots, including Neil Armstrong, who later landed on the moon. Data from its 1,270 minutes of hypersonic flight became a guideline for space shuttle design, astronaut suits, and atmospheric ray entry technology. A steel legend has drawn the way to the universe. Number 9. NASA X-43, King of Speed 9.6-10 seconds of aviation innovation history. As a product of the Hyper-X program 1996-2004, with a budget of $1 billion, X-43 rewrite the aviation textbook equal to Mach 9.611, 200 km per hour in November 2004, speed 9 times the sniper bullet, and reached the ceiling of 33,500 meters 110,000 feet. This is the most vivid evidence for scramjet technology future engine without oxygen tank. This 3.65 meters long machine contains the peak knowledge. Scramjet does not blade, burns gas at Mach 7 or higher, creating 10 times the force of conventional rocket engine. Super durable carbon shell, 2000 C resistance from atmosphere friction. Automatic oxygen breathing system, take advantage of the external air instead of carrying a compressed tank. 3-step flying scenario. Launched from B-52, accelerated by Pegasus missiles, maintain scramjet 10 seconds, but make history. Although only 10 seconds in scramjet mode, X-43 set the first brick for hypersonic weapons and reuse space. Sometimes, short moments change the whole aerospace industry. Number 10. HTV-2 Hypersonic Glider. The speedy machine collapsed in the 9th minute. As the US $320 million technology child of DARPA and US Air Force 2003-2011, HTV-2 promises to revolutionize war with the ability to attack globally in 1 hour through the program Prompt Global Strike. This engine-less machine reached Mach 2024, 50 km per hour, 3 times faster than conventional ballistic missiles, flying at 30,480 meters altitude like a miniature spacecraft. The incredible technologies behind it: super thermal carbon shell, 2000 C equal to metallic surface temperature, AI control system, processing 500 commands or second to stabilize the trajectory, wearing design, reducing atmospheric friction when plunging to the target. 2 test flights in 2010 to 2011 ended the disaster. After 9 minutes of stable flight at Mach 20, HTV-2 lost signals and self-destruct. The scientists concluded, the 21st century material is still not enough to cope with the terrible pressure when flying hypersonic. Despite the failure, HTV-2 laid the foundation for Hawk or Arrow supersonic missiles. Now, you know the fastest jets in history. Which one is your favorite? Let's talk in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome content.